So let's go with the leverage route first. So it's true when, let's say let's use a easy example, like if my arm is pretty extended, right? And someone wants to manipulate it. This is a long lever. And so if someone pushes here, right, at the peripheral position, the distal position, they have a lot of, I think in engineering physics, they call it mechanical advantage, right? Pushing
Yeah.
here, right? If I resist, right? It's hard for me to resist pushing down, right? Versus if they push down my elbow, right? Because it's closer to the actuator here at my shoulder, I'm able to stabilize it more, right? Now, if they push very close, not at the joint, but very close, right? I almost have to not do anything, right? I can hold that up, right? So, and the same thing for lateral, right? If someone wants to, push my hand to the side, it's much easier if they push more closer to the distal versus the, closer proximal position. So that's true again for me and the opponent, right? And so if I want to control the opponent's limb, let's say in this case, then I will have more mechanical advantage if I can control more distal, more peripheral to their body. Now, again, is that always good, right? So it's true, I have mechanical advantage if I push more at the hand or wrist, right? But assuming they're not so rigid, right? If I push here, maybe then they bend their elbow and, right, they elbow me, right? So this is advantageous in terms of angular rotation, right? In a stiff position, wow, and they get rotated around, right? But if someone is more flexible and I try to control this point, maybe they elbow or they even rotate back, right? So again, everything is contextual. So this, we have techniques like that in our movement vocabulary. So where do you want to, even if they have their arms extended like this, right? Where do you actually want to defend or attack or control their position, right? Is it always better, is it good to maximize your mechanical advantage and then hit more and control their, fingers, hand or palm or wrist? Or is it better to go to their elbow, right? And that's a whole nother thing. I know some, WingChun or other stylists say, oh, you got to control the elbow. So that's kind of another sub discussion. So I would say that, again, maybe you can kind of get to know us by now. Like our philosophy is a bit more flexible and contextual, right? So obviously, if someone's arm like this, if you just control the shoulder, maybe that's not the best. They can still swing back at you, right? So it's very case by case, right? In terms of the strategy that you want to apply. In this case, again, we can say safety first. What's the most secure and safe position for me if I am going to attack the attacker, right? What kind of principle do I want to, or what kind of tactics do I want to use to apply that strategy of security?